I do not know you.
This time she's gone too far. Why won't she see that she will chase these visions forever?
What do you want?
Anhaya glares through rivulets of blood flowing down his face.
Go. I have had enough of this.
I need to target something first.
Yes?
That should give us some space to retreat. And now we must deal with the crux of the issue. That is, Orwing's everlasting determination to pursue this mission, no matter the cost. It's time we had a talk.
Roots guide you home, stranger. What is it?
Hanan. There are things that are more important than this mission. We must take care of each other, even if it means leaving some questions unanswered. We have been through too much for what we have achieved.
Farewell then.
Your path leads you deep, stranger. The world watch over you.
Orwang counts the number of Haranir silently to reassure herself. Then she nods. That's all of us. And I'm grateful. Those flowers you found are also odd. They seem to have corrupted properties and have become something new. I have to dig into this more. We can't stop now. Not when we're so close. This could be the key to how we fight back.
Do not fear the dark. Let nature take its course.
Together, alone. I am not blind. I know that they are tired and weary. But we are so close to figuring out what we can do about the black blood. The importance of what we uncover goes beyond Hallowfall, or the Nerubian kingdom. There is so much more work if we are to find a solution. For now, let us withdraw and recover. Somewhere away from these creatures. Meet Hanan in Hallowfall to hear the plan.
May you lend your soul.
You are safe. Come, we must recover before continuing our fight.
Continue. Orwena, we must retreat and speak. Yes?
Hanan. There are things that are more important than this mission. We must take care of each other, even if it means leaving some questions unanswered. We have been through too much for what we have achieved.
Hanan, where are the others?
This was a mistake, Orwena. Coming here, revealing ourselves to the immortals, getting caught in their affairs. You've put us all in grave peril.
Our goddess is crying out for aid. How can we not answer?
We followed you and your visions this far, but we cannot break the Haranir's traditions any longer.
It is those very traditions that put our home at risk. You've seen the growing threats here, Hanan. We cannot give up now.
The others and I are returning to the cradle to seek forgiveness. You owe it to them to face the elders by their side.
Tell the elders that the fault is mine, and mine alone. I will face them in time. But for now, my path is here.
Then you will walk it alone. I do not understand your conviction, Orwena, but I do admire it. May the ancient roots of our people ever thrive beneath your steps.
Goodbye, Hanan.
The roots brought us both here.
A worn-down book. Standing here, the closest I have been to Baladar, the truth that is deep within my heart tells me that I have been fooled. We came here seeking the sacred flame, and all we have found is a deeper struggle. We are fighting on the losing side of a war that will never end. Is the light the flame's true salvation? Is it? All I see is darkness around me, around Baladar. So much of it seems infinite. It is time to embrace the only truth. The light of the star is just an anomaly within its vast ocean of darkness. I am the seeker of darkness. I am deprived of all hope. In my very heart is shadow. I am the harbinger of the night. Ulrich Lade.
I cannot do this alone. Your aid is the only reason I can continue.
So, your path leads you here.
Enelero. Kaishi. Milea. Ankaya. Hanan. We were a family all on our own, here, far away from home. I do not blame them for wanting to return, but I would blame myself if I gave up now. I must focus on what comes next.
Perhaps we'll meet again.
The voice. Here is where I must focus. I can hear the voice of my goddess, and she must be near. I will enter a meditation to ask what I must do. How can I continue this mission alone? How can I go on without the others? Stay close. I don't know what may lurk or threaten while I am concentrating. Defend Orwena as she meditates.
I'll guide you well. I shall watch for you.
I am out of range.
I hear the drumming. No. The ringing,
I do not
striking,
have a
and
target.
thunder from solid rock. I do not understand what you want me to see. Goddess, where must I go? Show me. I understand.
From above.
I understand. We must go to where I can hear the sounds of things moving beneath the stones. I don't know what it means, I only know that I must go there. Will you go with me?
Let nature take its course.
Ringing in the deeps. My vision was clear to me. I need to continue this work. I need to find out how we can stop the black blood from spreading, before it's too late for your people, and for mine. Meet me in deeps. I will be in a form that allows me to hide and to listen without anyone noticing. Meet Orwena at Camp Muroch in the ringing deeps.
The vision. We are close. But I must remain unseen by the people there. Look for me in another form. At least I can honor one Heronir tradition.
orphans of Merodar have been asking to play with you again. I think they'd appreciate it if you visited them.
We must prepare for Beladar to shift. For the Empire, the darkness comes.
The Irati
We
truly
are
appreciate
prepared.
all your help in this dangerous land. Please accept this symbol of our gratitude.
Always be prepared. The darkness comes. We are prepared. We are the holders of hope. Always be prepared. Sacred flame guide your way, friend. For the Empire.
Cataract River is known for its wildlife and waterfalls. Can you use your camera to document the region?
Too far away.
Appreciation expressed. Someone didn't get the message. These are earthen resources.
Get lost, you lump of rock. These items are now the property of Opportunity Acquisitions, where we acquire at every opportunity.
There seem to be goblins everywhere now. Do not look too closely at me, or you will draw attention. We need to get closer to where the goblins are working.
Hey, pal. Nice timing. We got trouble brewing. I only deal with the best.
Monty Gazloe. I haven't seen this many goblins moving around in one place since, well, it's been a while. Kazan comes to mind. Something big has to be happening. Monty Gazloe. Me. I'm on the trail of some big operation in the Ringing Deeps. Why are there so many goblins working right at the edge of the cave? Why are there so many different cartels in one place? It's not even our annual convention. And who the blast is in charge of it all? Things like that. Questions, questions.
Plenty more where that came from.
Good help these days. Seeing you here is a welcome surprise. There's something big happening over at Opportunity Point, but it's hard to know what without getting closer to the people working there. I know Haxel's involved. We'll need his paperwork if we want to be able to ask around without trouble. He's headed down to Opportunity Point. Go, follow him, and see if he's got anything on him we can use. Don't worry about the mess, I know you're discreet when you need to be. And, also not, when you need to be. Find Haxel Drillbit and shake him down for access to the operation.
Let me know if you meet a crew. This Haxel guy has the papers we need to set up close and see what they're up to.
Go. I will follow unseen. This must be what the visions meant for us to do.
Sich Montaigne. Another soul finds their way to our little nexus of nothing. How may I be of service? Sich Montaigne. Sich Montaigne looks you up and down carefully. Yes, I think so. Go to Gundar Gaz. Sit in the mineral spring. Stay for 45 minutes. Have a chat with your fellow adventurers. Ask them of their day, their goals, their accomplishments. Listen to their stories and share your own. Make yourself remember that you are all in this together. That should help.
Back off! This job is mine. I paid good bribes for it. You'll never get to meet the big boss!
There you are. Did you get that permit? Got a contract with your name on it. Business is booming.
Got that work order? We can open up way more doors with it than without it.
Where there's risk, there's reward.
Perfect. Now anytime someone asks why we're here, we've got this. Now it's time to do a little snooping. There are a lot more goblins here than I remember. Something's definitely going on.
Business is booming.
Hey, what's going on? Time to do some networking. There's a bunch of goblins outside of Opportunity Point, over there in the abyssal excavation. I heard some of them grumbling as they started their shift. Let's see what some friendly words shake loose. While you're out there, check out the used fuel drums. They wouldn't let me look inside the full drums, but they just dropped the used ones around the worksite. Search for clues by questioning goblins and uncovering evidence in the abyssal excavation.
Keep an eye out for anything odd while you ask around. There's more here than they're letting on.
Haywired and hostile. I saw many machines nearby, and all of them seem to make dreadful noises. I cannot hear the one that I heard in the vision, though, at least not clearly. Destroy the excess ones. They are only in the way. While you are quieting the scene, I will hunt and scout. Destroy the haywire excavators.
I will scout on my own. Good luck with your hunt.
Smart mouth, huh?
Harried worker. I was the top of my class when it comes to mechanical innovation. And this is not what I expected.
I gotta get that. I wanted less work for more pay. Instead, I got busted machines and overtime. Who runs a site like this?
Huh, interesting. Keep asking around and I'll do the same. Keep your eyes open.
What?
Harried worker. Look, they promised if I could figure out how to get this all going, I would get promoted to foreman.
Careful! That new fuel is causing all sorts of problems. We didn't get hazard pay for experiments.
Smart mouth, huh?
Harried worker. Between you and me, I'm just here until overtime kicks in. But I'm starting to reconsider.
Do not get. You want to know what all the drilling's about? Buddy, oh, it's bigger than you can imagine. Well, spit it out.
Harried worker. I was the top of my class when it comes to mechanical innovation. And this is not what I expected.
Don't try any. If you really want to know what's going on, the foreman keeps all the orders in his office.
I must get closer.
What's up?
Renzik the Shiv. Fancy meeting you out here. Renzik the Shiv. Just because I work for Stormwind Intelligence doesn't mean everything I do is for the Alliance. These goblins are getting mixed up in some shady stuff. Someone has to look out for them.
Glad I could help!
Those goblins only know part of the story. What's in there is the full story, or at least, a big piece that's missing.
Hurry back! Keep it real!
Looks like you're interested in the foreman's office too, huh? Don't get cranky, we're on the same side here. I just can't get close without being seen. And then there's just one big, clanking wrinkle to this whole mess.
Glad I could help! Keep it real!
Built to blast. We've got an intel problem, but we've also got a clank problem. If you look over there, there's a big, haywire mech that's just going crazy. There's no way anyone's going to uncover anything while that's out in the field. We should do something about that. Destroy the haywire mech 4.
Hurry back!
There is no going back now. Small green one, I propose an exchange of information.
The surprises never end. Meet you both back at Opportunity Point. Spell it, Renzik. What's an SI-7 agent doing down here?
Hey, you looking for work? Let me know if you need a crew.
It would seem that we are all searching for information, but I have some that I think is useful. And it's too late to hide now, they've seen my true form. Let's see this through to the end. Bat versus world. When I scouted, I heard and saw things that I don't understand. Perhaps if I describe it to you and the goblins, you will know what it means. Experience Orwaina's scouting mission.
I just realized I'm afraid of heights.
Man, I've got all my money tied up in this venture. No, not that venture. Are you crazy?
Hardly working. Definitely.
Real opportunity is on the other side of that wall.
I saw little of use when observing the other goblins, but I heard things coming from the wall. It sounded like the earth ground itself to nothing. What manner of machine does this? Next, I went searching for you, friend. I found you outside the building. While you fought the machine, I witnessed something inside.
Look, pal, the only opportunity here is the one I gave you. Big things are coming, and if you want to be part of it, you better fall in line. Just a Gallywix. He's back in business.
Gallywix? Well, without the Bilgewater Cartel, they shouldn't have the resources for an operation here.
After I escaped from that place, I saw you battling the gigantic machine, and I had to join in the fight. Now it seems there really is no going back. I am alone here, except for you, and these goblins.
Where there's risk, there's reward.
Found friends. So Gallywix has chosen to show his ugly face here, and it looks like he's got himself organized. We should report this to Alleria. See how she wants to handle it. Report to Alleria in Dornogal.
I I must follow my visions, follow this calling, until I have found what the goddess wants me to see.
Looks like we're on the same path. Join us on the surface, and maybe you can get some help from your new friends.
Friends?
Someone didn't get the message. These are earthen resources.
And that's what's happening. Gallywix is back in business, and that ain't good for no one.
Alleria Windrunner. What news do you bring, Deiaji?
Find the path to victory.
You've brought me far more than just information. Although I have a feeling that this Orwenga will not give up her secrets easily. I should be patient. I am sure that we will find common ground eventually. In the meantime, there is someone that she should talk to.
Our mysterious ally returns. You slipped away last time, before we could thank you.
That is our way. It was my way. But my visions have put me on another path. I was told your people share these visions.
If you want to talk about visions, I know just the dwarf.
Speak to me.
The speaker. So there is someone else who has experienced something close to what I experienced. Yet it is not the same. I must speak with him. Speak to Magni in Dornogal.
May you lend your song to hers.
Have ya come to say goodbye?
Keep listening. Ah, glad you're here. Well, best be setting sail to Ironforge. No sense in dawdling.
Are you sure about staying Dagran? You could return home with us and study there.
I'm sure, Ma. There's still so much knowledge here, yet to be discovered.
And knowing you, you'll find it all. Keep out of trouble. And make sure Brinth always knows where you are.
Yes, Mum.
Ah, and who is this?
I am called Orwena. I've been told you too have heard the voice of the goddess.
Goddess? You mean Azeroth? Aye, I was her speaker for many years, but she's let me go from that service.
Her voice has led me far from my home, seeking a truth I know she wishes to reveal. But my kin, they do not understand.
Aye, it can be lonely following a path that others can't see. But don't make the same mistake I did, putting it all on yourself. Look for those who will walk the path with you. If I've learned anything, it's that we'll always need each other to not lose ourselves on the journey.
You are kind, Magni. I will consider your words carefully.
Best of luck to you, Orwena. One day, when you found what you're looking for, I hope you too find your way home.
As always, we have much to discuss.
Archmage Kadger. There is much to reflect on, Deiaji.
Nice chatting with you, old friend.
Only you know your path.
Dawn. With each passing day, more of my people awaken within the stone vault. Many of them have embraced their old designations. This is not a path I wish to forge. For some, traditions are hard to forget and abandon. I pass no judgment. Many others have embraced a new path like me. For the first time in earthen memory, we have no edicts and the whole world of Azeroth is ours to explore. Many have set off to walk new lands and meet the people and cultures of our world. If you have not met an awakened earthen out exploring Azeroth, I suspect you will soon. Dawn offers you a smile. Dawn. It's thanks to you and the Bronzebeard's heroism that I get to answer that question. I am Dawn, the first earthen to emerge from the awakening machine as an awakened earthen. Now, as an directive less earthen, I have limitless choices. And no shortage of indecision. I've guided many awakened to figuring out their story, and yet I haven't spent the time to figuring out my own. But, helping other awakened is a path of its own. Still, perhaps it may be time for me to stop helping others for now and make a choice for myself and embark on a new journey. The city is full of interesting stories of late.
Goodbye, my friend. We have much to learn.
The expedition awaits. Greetings, Deiaji. Are you here to answer the Siren Isle's call to adventure? Recently, a goblin salvage team discovered an isle with a strange singing crystal at its center. Like the goblins, the Irati of Hallow Fall have taken a keen interest in this crystal, as have we. We've been preparing an expedition to the isle. Most of the expedition has gone ahead, but the goblins' last vessel is set to leave momentarily. If you hurry, you can catch them before they leave and join us. Meet Skagit by the east gate of Dornogal.
Come back with me.
Dawn. Dawn beams with excitement. Of course. This will be my first time departing the shores of Haz Algar. I can think of no better way than to venture forth from my home and see the world. I won't be accompanying you on the Goblin's air vessel, however. With the support of Moira Bronzebeard's Dark Irons, High Speaker Brinth has secured us an alternative route to the Siren Isle. She called them mole machines. I am most intrigued. A few of the awakened were not so keen to travel long distance over the open waters, so we will be departing from Gundargaz soon. I hope to see you on the island, my friend.
May Azeroth guide your path.
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders. My directive has been fulfilled.
Hey, welcome aboard! The Earthen and the Arathi are on the island already. We gotta catch up. What's the job?
Skagit. Heya, pal. Ready to embark on a thrilling adventure. Skagit. Wouldn't you and half of Haz Algar want to know? First the Arthi and Earthen are all askin about it, then next thing you know, they're heading off in their airships and mole machines. Oh, if I still had my rocket drill contacts, I betcha I coulda gotten us there faster. But fine, yeah, wanna know? We're heading to the Siren Isle. Ever heard of it? Skagit. Of course you haven't, no one has. Well, unless you're from Borealis, of course. According to the Cull Tyrants, this Siren Isle is a place of legend and myth. Lots of stories and old sea tales, all of them real spooky like. Some nasty storms too. Skagit. Almost nothing, unfortunately. I put my best guys on it to see what they could dig up. They didn't find much, just a few tales from Borealis. The oldest record we could find was some Cull Tyrant fable or something warning us of the dangers of the Cull, whatever that means. Couldn't find any charts or nothing. Seems like a place most have steered clear from, but it sounds like an opportunity if ya ask me. Thankfully Rickett and my ground crew gave us enough data to work with so we could find our way back. Skagit. The name's Skagit, and I'm Galzau's assistant. I lead the Grease Monkeys and am generally in charge of most ventures Monty is too busy to run. Which is almost everything these days. Skagit sighs. Bane part of the Horde Council doesn't give him a lot of free time. And with his recent business in Haz Algar lately, well, I'm here to be his eyes and ears out in the field when he can't be. The Grease Monkeys will always get the job done. Whatever and wherever it is. Skagit. There's some new construction venture she's real excited about right now, so she didn't have the time to come with. What could be more exciting than a singing crystal? Whatever, she's missing out. Skagit shrugs and waves his hand.
Break time's over.
Sky Captain Cable Clamp. Welcome aboard, Evoker. The Princess's Pride is nearly ready to head back to the Siren Isle. You ready to go? Sky Captain Cable Clamp. Siren Isle? Well, I never heard of it referred to as that. but it makes sense what with the stories of the sirens and all. My cousin Cruz used to tell me stories of all the places she used to smuggle to. Always told me of this one spooky place with nasty storms around it and even nastier singin' ladies. Apparently her buddies in Freehold are scared hatless of the place so much that she started avoidin' it out of principle. And, well, for business reasons. Of course, I didn't clue in that this was the place until I was already in Dornogal. Go figure, hey.
See ya!
Talk to me.
Watcher Duuna. You head into the Siren Isle? Duuna grimaces around her tusks and spits. I told Cable Clamp dis is a bad omen. I've heard stories about de sirens. In Zandali, we call dem Bwuntulak. Death singers. Terrible creatures. I am blessed. I never encountered dem before in all my time flyin' over de seas. But now we're headin' for a place named after dem? Duuna bows and shakes her head. May Shango guide the wines.
Bye-bye now.
You on the clock? Back to work.
Ah, so you're the one Don convinced to join us, eh? Well, hurry up. They've been adamant about getting us a proper Storm Rider Ranger whatever escort out of the city, but it's taking too long. The Arthi and other Earthen are already on the Isle and Ricket is probably wondering where the heck we are. Come on. I can give you the deets on the way.
The boss is watching.
Skagit. Heya, pal. Ready to embark on a thrilling adventure.
No slacking.
To the Siren Isle. The Siren Isle is a mystery. A potentially profitable one. My crew thought they hit it big when they found a deserted island with some strange, singing crystal. Turns out, everyone in Dornogal is interested in unclaimed strange singing crystals. Both the Arthi and Earthen scrambled quick and were off before we could even charter a Zeppelin. Fortunately for us, Ricket and crew have gone ahead to set up. We're the last to depart, and I'm itching to go. What are we waiting on? Speak with Skagit to journey to the Siren Isle.
Break time's over. Back! See? We're late to the party. Meet me below and watch your step. Let's do this thing.
We made it safe and sound. Ricket says the whole camp's still buzzin' about the crystal. Seems like everyone's got different ideas on how to go about figuring out what to do with it. They didn't like Ricket and I's way, but you might be better at diplomacy. You want to get involved.
No slack.
Friendly competition. See, Ricket offered to dig it up, but the Arthi expedition lady didn't seem too keen on that. Gave ER an earful. Could hear it from the airship. Yeesh. Argus, the Earthen Ordnance dash whatever that means, proposed scanning the crystal to help us understand it better. I don't need to understand it. All I need's my cut. But I'm fine laying low and doing what they want. Go talk to Bargus at the Earthen camp. See how they're coming along and if we can help. Seek out Bargus in the camp.
The competition's hard at work. You should say hello to the neighbors, real friendly like.
Got me at a good time.
Ricket. Well, if it ain't my favorite adventurer. How ya doin', Han? Ricket. The Isle? Honestly, it's pretty spooky if ya ask me. When my crew and I found it, the whole island felt so still. Like it was waitin' for something. I mean, sure there was a storm comin' in, but the level of calm just felt unnatural. I dunno how else to explain it. Ricket shivers and rubs her arm. But hey, it's better now that you're here.
Don't be a stranger. You need something built? That's that, huh? Yeah.
Susie Bolt Wrench. Smart money says to run when a storm rolls in. But I've never been good with money, so I'll probably stick around and see what happens.
Quitting time!
Kazix Fuse Grease. Can I help you with something? Kazix Fuse Grease. Kazix raises a long, bushy eyebrow at you. Cleanin'. What's it look like I'm doing? What, you ain't ever seen a goblin pickin' up garbage before? Kazix Fuse Grease. Kazix pauses, and a look of surprise flashes across his face. He smiles broadly before he turns back to picking up more garbage. I hate trash. Kazix sigh. I'm probably the only goblin that's ever yelled that, huh. Another goblin's trash is another goblin.
See ya!
Kazix Fuse Grease. Kazix pauses, and a look of surprise flashes across his face. He smiles broadly before he turns back to picking up more garbage. I hate trash. Kazix sigh. I'm probably the only goblin that's ever yelled that, huh. Another goblin's trash is another goblin's treasure. Yeah, well, some trash is just trash. Kazix Fuse Grease. Kazix gives you a measured look. You ever heard of the island of Kazan? Kazix Fuse Grease. That's so. Can't imagine why you'd want to go back, honestly. Can't really imagine why anyone would. You must have had a real compelling reason. To know if you ever made it to whatever's left of Drudge Town, but that's the gutter I lived in back in the day. That damn island explodin' was probably one of the best things that could have happened to me. Kazix Fuse Grease. Kazix pauses for a moment. Because I got to see places on Azeroth that weren't full of garbage and was able to get a fresh start. Got to meet other folks just trying to survive. And I got to witness a lot of the destruction we goblins have caused firsthand, along with the distaste a lot of races have for us as a result. And it's not like we don't deserve a lot of that hostility either. As a whole we've done some, less than savory things. But seeing all that made me appreciate Gazloe's vision. It made me want more, for all goblins. So even if it's just picking up some trash on an island no one's ever heard of before, I feel like I'm helping out.
Don't work too hard.
Kazix Fuse Grease. Kazix lets out a long sigh. Look, I know us goblins aren't known for being environmentally conscious, but Gazloe's been working real hard on improving our image. And I, for one, don't like living in garbage, so it's a win-win.
We'll get it done.
Kazix Fuse Grease. Kazix gives you a grateful smile. Thanks, kid.
Time's a-wasting.
Makes sense!
Snizzle Fumble Crank. Come in, come in. Just don't sit too close to the stove. It hasn't exploded yet today, but just to be safe I think you should sit elsewhere.
Move it!
here to lend a hand? Admirable. Perhaps we can all work together. My programming is expanded to exploration and conversation.
Vargas is focused on the work in front of him as golden sparks flare up from each swing of his hammer. Vargas. Normally, I would default to following my designation or going where the Stunuid wills as a response, but that would be partially inaccurate. Dawn did not enact authoritative protocols when recruiting my assistants. It was an offer, not a command. As an ordinate, I have always put the earthen first. I was sworn to fortify, arm, and if need be, defend other earthen designations. It was never a choice. It was simply my charge. But since my recent awakening, I have been uncertain as to what awaits me. Uncertain as to my purpose. Dawn promised this expedition would make use of my specified configurations. As long as I have a forge, I am content to follow, even if it means leaving the shores of Hazalgar. Vargas. My knowledge of this particular location is limited. I am unfamiliar with anything beyond the shores of Hazalgar. From the whisperings of the goblins here, I am to presume that this place instills some sort of unease in certain individuals. It would seem superstition plays a significant factor in the history of this place. A history I have yet to learn.
May your work serve others.
Vargas looks up from his anvil. Another new arrival. Here to lend a hand to our efforts.
Conversation terminated.
To scan a crystal. In order to understand the singing crystal at the heart of the island, we will need some special machinery. We have forged a device to scan its exposed facets, but the crystal's energies are far too complex to read. It has a highly unusual energy signature. The goblins and Arthi seem keen to contribute, so let us proceed with their help. Take my toolbox and retrieve the prototype and the components the Arthi and goblins have prepared. Assist Vargas by collecting the earthen prototype, the Arthi's focus and the goblins' power source.
For we earthen are here to study the crystal. The goblins and the Arathi, we are still processing how to collaborate.
What have you experienced?
Storm Ranger Guide. I didn't expect our journey to take us this far from home. Then again, I don't think I ever had a true comprehension of what far from home really meant. I started to get a better idea when I could no longer see the Isle of Dorne behind me on the horizon. But we are here now and we have a job to do.
Adventure continues.
Tell me of your travels.
Alta. Well met, Deiaji. Do you have a query?
Only you know your path.
Machinist Cromlech. The energy from these crystals are extraordinary. For some reason, my device cannot tap into them though.
Journey onward.
Interpreting a massive crystal's energy is a specialized process. Maybe the Arathi learned something from Beladar. We have much to learn. Appreciate the mundane. May your journey be safe. Your path led to me.
Outsiders are a welcome surprise.
Apprentice Tanmer. I have spent most my adult years among the Sacredites studying the properties of the radiant remnants, small, crystalline fragments found in Hallowfall. Beyond the walls of the Priory, I had seen or experienced very little. I was nervous to embark on the Star Chaser from the Isle of Dorn, but I am glad I did. For the first time in ages, I feel inspired and enlightened. Maybe it's the rhythm of Lorndal's song, or maybe it's just the salty air.
Don't despair.
My sacred crystals could help harmonize your readings, but you'll need more power.
In the light of Beladar, coins glitter. Reduce, reuse, and remake. We are the holders of hope.
Stellan Bereza. There is so much to discover on this island.
Beladar, shine on you.
We will triumph. Obey the testament of Mereldar.
We are the Seekers of Light.
Byron Nailstew. Welcome, friend. It may not be much, but feel free to rest here as long as you need. We stocked the Star Chaser with an abundance of supplies. Whether it be drink or food, we have plenty to share.
Stay alert. Sacred flame guide your way, friend.
What do you need? Batteries? These puppies should keep the scanner juiced up. You're good to go. How you doing, pal?
Diddy the wrench. Hey there, champ. Did ya bring me something?
Don't work too hard.
Be good! Have a good one!
Please, tell me of your travels.
Dawn. There is much to learn if we simply listen and observe.
Take time to absorb the mundane.
Skitter. Jack is nice. He helps Skitter. Holds big umbrella to protect from rain. Me no want crown to go out.
You'll be back, right? Yeah, my crew's always ready to work.
Skagit. Kinda busy here proving myself indisputably correct. You can handle your problems on your own, right? Great, champ. I owe ya one.
No slacking.
Sacred flame guide your way, friend.
Regald Hornfire. Sacred flame guide you, friend. Do watch yourself on this island. It would seem we are not the only ones interested in this strange place. Regald Hornfire. Why, adventure of course. Regald chuckles deeply before he shakes his head. As a lamplighter, it is our duty to guide those in need through the darkness. This expedition may not be a military operation, but it still requires protection. Hallowfall cannot spare to lose many lamplighters, but I would not allow our scholars to travel half a world away without a guiding light.
For the Empire.
Sacred flame guide your way, friend.
Sky Captain Elena Lanscat. It has been many years since I have captained a vessel through open skies and over endless waters. When Faerun and General Steelstrike began organizing this expedition to study Lurndal, I volunteered to serve as captain. I trusted my crew and the Dauntless with my life for over a decade, and I would do so again for another 10 more. But the Star Chaser is a fine ship, and the Dauntless will wait for me. Being the first airship to explore the world since our arrival in Hallowfall is quite the claim to fame.
For the Empire.
How can my hammer serve? Fortify your armor. Fortify your will. Task complete. Now we can use the crystal's signature to track its facets. Are you here to help the Awakened?
Normally, our technology is quite capable when it comes to crystals and the energies found within them. But the energies found here are anomalous and don't synchronize with our technology.
Forge your own path.
Skepticism, disengaged. It would seem the radiant remnants from Hallowfall harmonize perfectly with the energies found here, giving us a proper signature to latch onto. The goblins' batteries are more than we need, but they appear to be doing the job effectively. We're almost ready for the field test.
May your work serve others. Conversation initiated.
Vargas. We Earthen are no strangers to reading energy signatures from crystalline compounds. But the energy here is different. We've never encountered something like this before.
Conversation terminated.
Fascinating signals. Intriguing. These radiant remnants from the RV seem to have given our device the necessary focus it needed. All that remains is to attune it properly to its size. In order to attune to the signal, we'll need to set up some pylons around the site. There is testing to initiate, Deiaji. Follow me if you would like to assist me. Meet Vargas by the crystal and help him set up the pylons.
Fortify. I'll set some metal pylons to focus the signal. Meet me over the hill.
Marmaduke. Marmaduke looks at you expectantly.
And that part goes over there.
You are an outsider, yes?
Almer Sunheart. I will admit I was skeptical when I heard there was a singing crystal on an island so far from Hallowfall. Villadar, for all we knew, was unlike anything we had ever seen. We had crossed the world to find it. And yet, we have this. A sister to our own beloved star. We've named it Lorndal. It means voice of the sea.
The Empire is forever.
This singing crystal is remarkably like Belladar. We should treat it with reverence.
Signal augmented. One more reading should calibrate the device. That's it. Its energies are beyond my capacity to process. The crystal extends far beneath the surface. Are you here to help the awakened?
Fascinating. The pylon's attunement indicates this crystal is far larger than this facet would suggest. According to the complexity of the signature, it appears to stretch for miles beneath our feet and wait, what is this? A second signature appears to be originating from over the hill? Curious indeed.
Forge your own path.
The second signal. An unexpected development. The energy signature appears to have a secondary source and it is just north of Herald. Curiosity activated. Judging from the estimated size of the crystal, I theorize it might be a secondary exposed facet. Further investigation is required. Follow me. Follow Bargus north.
Fortify your armor. Intriguing. I'm detecting a secondary reading from the north. This requires more investigation. How can my hammer serve?
It would seem we are not alone on this island after all, Deiaji. Bargus glances down at the dead Brykel next to him and shakes his head with a frown. To initiate violence before diplomatic engagement. An illogical provocation that yielded unfortunate consequences.
Conversation terminated.
Cave barging. Unless it is a convergence of coincidence, whoever these large outlanders are, they appear to also be interested in the crystal signal and the location of its origin. We Earthen do not often take stock in coincidences. Engage your defense protocols, Deiaji. These outlanders are not hospitable like your people. Find the source of the energy signature.
Maybe the signal's coming from that cave. It seems like we're not the only ones to take interest in it. We need to get in there.
I am out of range.
Fascinating. The energy is focused through that tablet. My programming is expanded to exploration and conversation.
Vargas looks around the crumbled ruins in the cave. The crystals on that tablet. If those small crystals are the source of the new energy signature, then why do they give off a stronger reading than the larger facet on the surface? There is something else here we are missing.
Forge your own path.
Buried secrets. These ruins are quite old. Well, old by most Outlanders' standards. Which begs the question, was finding this chamber the unfriendly Outlanders' directive, or was it finding the tablet? One clue is that my readings suggest energy is flowing through the tablet as a conduit rather than originating from it. Shall we take a closer look? Perhaps investigation will yield some answers and the source of the energy readings. Investigate the ruins and find the source of the signal.
Conversation terminated. Analyzing. This tablet's markings seem familiar.
Singing tablet. As motes of light dance around a stone altar, a strange, melodic hum seems to call you forward. The call seems to emanate from both within the crystal-dotted tablet and the rock beneath your feet. A faint, hand-shaped divot has been worn into the stone surrounding the lowest crystal on the tablet. Above this crystal, etched words read, "The Song of Circe."
Remarkable. The signal's energy surrounds this structure. How deep does this go? Echoes of the past. This structure clearly has a history.
Glittering ancient tablet. A relief depicts an imposing, metal-skinned figure. There is a large ring on the gauntlet of her raised hand. With our Lord of Thunder silent, the mighty Circe led her clan from Sturmpik and away from the winter scorn's unquenched thirst for war. As we fled, the cold northern winds at iron backs, we questioned our clan's purpose. Who did we stand to protect? For without the keepers, who did we serve? Our prayers were answered years after our exodus. From beneath the earth, we heard its cry, a plea for help, an anguished call. To Circe's ears, the call was our destiny, and so, she led us towards the voice. Glittering ancient tablet. A single slab of stone embedded with crystalline fragments, the ancient tablet is decorated with intricately carved images and runic letters. A relief depicts a stoic, metal-skinned figure. Upon her shoulder sits a majestic winged creature with sparkling, cabochon-cut crystals set as its eyes. The pair are staring upon a massive crystalline facet. As broken tools were cast aside, we found beneath the ground. For months we heard, and for months we searched. A golden crystal, encased by stone, its glow like a torch in the dark. Upon its face, Circe's hand was pressed, a sound, a cry. But not of pain or plea of help, but of calm, of grace. Hymisul, the luminous heart. Its radiance and face, as if carved by unseen hands. Many stones, I have carved. My iron hands, my tools, but the splendor of Hymisul has opened my eyes. New designs, patterns, and structures. My mind is clear. Glittering ancient tablet. The relief depicts a large chamber with a gathering of humanoid figures, the tallest of which holds her fist aloft, a small embedded gold sliver glimmers from her finger. In the center of the cavern, jutting up from the floor, sits a massive crystalline facet. The cavern grew, by tools and hands, a cradle for heart to rest, from stones, to shrine, the Sturm been laid. For Hymisul's voice, once fierce, had calmed. Though Circe spoke to heart, its voice was faint, a whisper barely heard. And so, with iron hands, I carved, I forged. A circlet, born of radiant ore, fit for the hand of Circe. A ring adorned with smaller shards of heart. Remnants, smoothed and carved, with runes of storm, citrons lit, their faces aglow with soft song. Through the circlet, together, Circe and Hymisul sang.
The signal is getting stronger. It's coming from that chamber.
Glittering ancient tablet. The monolith depicts a vast stone tower collapsing into a massive wave. In the shadow of the wave, a faint figure can be seen. Beneath the tower, in an underground chamber, humanoid figures take shelter before a glittering gold facet. For generations past, our purpose held, the luminous heart at ease. When land ceased and heaved, the skies flashed in noxious green. Our bastion cracked, as towers fell, and waters black encroached. In vault beneath, we Sturmbin prayed, Circe's hand upon her heart. But when tremors grew, its cries rang out, Hymisul's squall renewed. When silence fell, the cries still pained, our stone-ruined doors unsealed. As Circe strode forth, our bastion ruined, surrounded by waters new. Upon our shores, a dark thing stood, its words in our minds, it spoke. The deep one stirs, this place calls out, his right to claim is not. Kneel before the old one's gifts, their powers yours combined. Glittering ancient tablet. A relief depicts a bearded, metallic figure holding a stone tablet and a chisel. Beneath his feet, an image of a chamber with a crystal facet. Above him stands a towering structure. This monolith is carved in a different hand than the others. Noble yard fur, with loyalty and wisdom seared into iron hide. First carver of the Sturmbin, advisor to Circe and protector of Hymisol. From stone, are temple shaped, its guardians wrought with life through runes of old. Tempered and nurtured, our bond with Hymisol grew and her call sang. From his hand and her voice, the Sturmbin found their call. Few outside the Sturmbin know the craft of runic binding, the art of stone carving. To bind the storms of north into the stones of earth was a craft rarely mastered. Wrought by runes and wool, his guardians of stone rose to stand vigil within. Though few learned his secrets, many would face his creations. Through Hymisol's song, yard fur's designs would flourish. As carved by Valwen, apprentice ward of the stone carver. Glittering ancient tablet. This tablet depicts a great battle between humanoid, metallic figures and serpentine creatures emerging from the sea. Although the metallic figures are outnumbered, winged humanoids and stone guardians appear to fight at their side. The largest of the metallic figures gestures with a golden sliver embedded finger, while above her soars a winged creature. Its head hit sand, its black blood sprayed, Circe's blade shone bright. From darkened depths, a presence stirred. Over wail and pain, she cried. Hear us, O heart. Upon this land, we Sturmbin stand, to hold back a tide of woe. Guide us with your song, your heart, and make your pain our own. As she called, across sea and sky, they rose, a tide of scales in numbers never met. As serpents died, and horrors fell, Ironhide, with blood, was slick. The rumbling skies cracked, Thrayer's fury tore through endless scales. By hand, from earth, rose guards of stone, against the tide they crashed. On golden wings, from high above, her plea was heard, a heaven's gift, they brought. And yet, the tide ensued. With numbers few, a final song rang out. While Circe clashed, as Thrayer shrieked, her clanskin fell to scales. The stone guards cracked, as rubble split, dragged to the waters deep. From the skies they fell, the gold ones screamed, their wings and spears torn asunder. With heavy soul, Circe looked upon her kin and called, retreat, to the vault. Protect our heart. As those yet lived obeyed, Circe, stood upon our shores, and faced the darkness alone.